दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिकान्ता श्वेताकान्ता नमोस्तुते तप्ते काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
One more time.
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
मुखं करोति वाचालं पुण्यं गिरिं कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दं माधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण।
प्रभु थोड़ा आगे। प्रभु you come forward. That's all. थोड़ा please come forward. People are coming, so people need to have a little bit of space at the back. थोड़ा और आगे जो प्रभु. Definitely not gonna bite. 100%. Not tonight. Come. और आगे जो प्रभु. Yes, very good, very good. और आगे जो प्रभु. We need प्रभु आप लोग please. Can you come here? अच्छा ठीक है. Because TV है ना. It's okay. प्रभु come sit ना. Whenever you want, है ना. ठीक है. We just make sure, beta, whoever comes, make sure they sit over here. Don't let them stand there. Yes, thank you. So I want to start off with saying thank you to all of you for coming, and thank you for Ganesh Prabhu for opening his home and his heart for this. Thank you very much, Mataji. Really appreciate it. And thank you to each one of you, because if you are not here, then we can't do these classes. And I keep saying this, and the reason why I keep saying this, I really don't want me to forget how grateful I am, and I really don't want you to forget how grateful I am. Yeah, that's why I keep repeating it. So thank you very much for coming, and I really appreciate some people with notebook and pen. It is said that there is a photo that was sent out to me. It said, someone who has got notepad, they are capable of actually getting 60 to 80% more than someone who does not have a notepad. Why? Why? हाँ? हाँ, और फिर हमारा क्या है? कलयुग में, मंद सुमंद मतियो. We don't have that much brain power in Kaliga. So it's a very good idea to bring a notepad. So we are studying science of self-discovery. It's not science of someone else's discovery, not science of my neighbor's discovery, science of self-discovery. It's my discovery, your discovery of your own self. So we are on the second last topic which is called why bad things happen to good people. But before we start, we have, how many of you are here for the first time? Raise your hands. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, can I have the mic please? Is it okay if you introduce yourself, your name and where are you from?
My name is Harshita. I'm from Truganina.
Truganina?
Yeah.
And how do you know lovely Goswami family?
Because once a day, like I was in bus and I was helping to auntie because she was go to chemist warehouse. I was helping her. That's why we meet.
Wow. That's the story of her life, you know. She brings everyone here. Like, 50% of us, we are from her. So thank you, auntie. And sorry, what's your expectations of here? What do you expect from us?
Actually, I belongs from Hindu family. So like my father all are taking the Brahm song, Krishna family.
Oh wow.
So in my family, all the vegetarians make without onions. Yeah.
Oh, very good. Very nice. Thank you very much. Prabhu, can I get you to introduce yourself? Prabhu is here for the first time as well. Prabhu, your name, where you live around here, and what do you do?
Hare Krishna everyone. My name is Rajan. I'm here from Point Cook itself. I'm doing Hare Krishna for a while. Still learning a lot.
Yes.
Today is my first day. My mother is here and my wife.
So what's your wife's name?
Shubhangi.
Shubhangi. And you have a son or a daughter?
Daughter.
What's her name?
Prisha.
Prisha. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Mataji, for coming. Thank you, Mataji, for coming. Thank you. And we have a couple of over here, some really amazing youth coming here. So I'm gonna pass it on to Divyansha. Do you wanna introduce yourself?
Hi everyone.
Turn it on, please.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone. I'm Divyansha, and I came here because I knew Arun, and Arun is, his nephew, and I want to grow spiritually. That's why I'm here, and I'm really grateful that I got this chance to come here.
Yeah. Divyansha is a very spiritual person, and she is actually very famous on Instagram as well.
No.
Just Arun knew her from India because of her Instagram. Anyway, so thank you. And what are your expectation?
I need spiritual help, and I want to grow spiritually.
Beautiful. One of the best thing you can do in your life is put your hand up for help, because 99% people who fail in any aspect, spiritually, materially, or whatever, because they never put their hand up. So specifically for spirituality, we need help. I need help. Because all of us, we need help. Who do we need help for? We'll talk about it. Thank you, Beta. Yes, Adi.
Hi everyone. My name is Adityan. I came from Burnside. I came here because I've been called.
That's motivation. So what's your expectation?
My expectation is that after this, I become a little more happy.
Oh, very nice. I love that. Because that's what we all are looking for. Thank you, Beta. That's really good, because we all are looking for happiness. And we have tried, what was his name? Jim Carrey actually says that I want every single person in the whole wide world to become extremely rich and extremely famous, just to make sure they understand that that's not the source of happiness. So thank you. So I'm so grateful for the youth here to come here, and obviously we have amazing people here as our youth, teenagers, and so I'm very grateful, because when I was your age, Beta, I was nowhere close to this. I stayed as far away from these things as possible. So I feel that now more and more I realize that I missed out on those growth years where my mind was sharper and I had more energy, more vitality, and I spent it on our other stuff. So thank you. So a few announcements. So we have Narasimha Chaturdashi coming on Sunday, May 11th, please come to the temple. I'm planning to go to the temple for Mangala. So let's have carpooling here, as many as possible. Sneha Prabhu can lead the way, yeah? So get people. And Divyansha, if she wants to come, we have people in Point Cook who can pick her up. All right, so Sunday, March 23rd is the 50th anniversary. So, and more things we're going to talk about closer to that. So, March? Did I say March?
No.
May, sorry, May. 18th May, okay. So, now let's look at, so we were talking about karma, yeah? Karma means, like, what is the meaning of karma, anyone? What is the meaning of karma? What is the actual literal meaning of karma?
Action.
Reads, huh?
कोई भी ऐसा काम करे जिसका कुछ फल हो,
जिसका कोई फल हो, okay, that's called karma. Anyone else? Mike here. Who else? Auntie ji.
कर्मा हम कभी छोड़ ही नहीं सकते.
क्या होता क्या कर्मा? What is karma?
हम उठते हैं, बैठते हैं, चलते हैं, सोते हैं.
Very nice.
ये सब भी कर्म है. ये इंसान बिना कर्म के नहीं रह सकता.
And हम लोग अपना सारा कर्म किस लिए? How do we do our karma? Based on who we are. Yeah. So, for example, my karma is to wear this top. Mataji's karma is to wear different kind of top. That's karma. Then whatever I'm doing based on who I am. Yeah. Now, what is our value? We're going to talk about this, and after this video, we're going to do a quick discussion on it. Okay. Just watch this video. I hope it will work because it's on.
रिमोट वहाँ पे.
Let me speak to that person that feels like they lost their worth and their value. This is a dollar bill. Now, if I go to a store and there's something for 90 cents, can I buy it with this dollar bill? Okay, all right. So, if I go to the store and there's something for 85 cents and after tax, it ends up being 96 cents, can I buy it with this dollar bill? Okay, all right. So, what if I ball the dollar bill up? Think about it now. Like, I just balled the dollar bill up. Like, so it can't be worth $1 now. It's probably worth like 95 cents, right? How much do you think it's worth? $1. Listen, y'all gotta pay attention. I just balled it up. So clearly it's not worth $1 anymore. All right, so maybe, what if I step on it? What if I stomp it? I just stomped it. How much is it worth now? Maybe 65 cents, 68 cents? It's still worth $1? Okay, what if I ball it up? What if I stomp on it and then I put it in a trash can and it's in here with some trash and it's around some beer and some gum and a bunch of other nasty stuff and some guy off the street pulls the dollar out, unfolds it. How much is it worth now? Maybe 82 cents? And maybe, come on, at least 92 cents? It's okay, all right, so what if I ball it up? What if I step on it? What if I put it in trash and then, watch this, I tear it in half? Think about it now, right? How much is it worth now? $1? I can tape it? Whoa. Wait. Wait a second. I just balled it up. I just stepped on it. I put it in trash. I pulled it out. Then I tore it in half. And you mean to tell me I can pick the dollar up, I can wipe it off, and I can put some tape around it, and it's still worth $1? Then why, if this dollar doesn't lose its worth of its value, then why do you feel like you lost your worth of value? Because many of you feel like you've been stepped on, you feel like you've been pushed aside, you feel like you've been abandoned, you feel like you've been talked about, you feel like you've been abused, like someone took from you, someone hurt you, somebody took advantage of you, and deep down inside your core, you feel like you've lost some of your value. And I'm here to tell you today that this dollar still has worth and value because there were some men years ago who put value over this life and said no matter what happens to it, it can still be taped back together, it can still be wiped off. And I am here to tell you that you were created and you're born and you're here and you have life and you have purpose, you have value, and so you've gone through some hard depression, and you might be wanting to hurt yourself, and you might want to give up. I am here to tell you still got worth and value, and there is nothing that can happen that can take your worth and your value away. So what you got to do now, you got to pick yourself up. You got to dust yourself off, and you got to keep moving.
Okay. Who's got the mic? Okay. Let's talk about what happened in the video. Pritesh is not here to start us up. I really miss that boy. Alright, so Pritesh's mother's.
Just to fill the gap.
Kaam chala lenge, hai?
I think deep down we should understand our true worth.
Yeah.
No matter what, these layerings, we have certain things going on in our life that should not impact what our true identity is.
Yes. Our value is not defined by, our value cannot be defined by someone else. We define our value. Who we are, don't let, what was the dialogue in Pursuit of Happiness? There was a dialogue, he tells his son, he says, don't let anybody tell you that he can't do it. Do not let anybody tell you that he can't do it, because who knows your value? You own. That's why when I say these things, I'm very, very serious, guys. Our value, that's why when we stay, there are certain friends in our life who we hang around with and we feel that I can do anything. There are some friends we hang out with where we lose everything, like, oh my goodness, I'm good for nothing. Which kind of friend we should be with? First one or second one? First one, yeah. Now, evaluation of friendship, and I know that some of the youths may not understand this, but the value of friendship is not how much fun I'm going to have with my friend. Can I repeat it for all the youths? Value of friendship is not how much fun I'm having with my friends group. The value of friendship is how much this person is helping me achieve who I am.
May I know the card with the number 28 start with number 3?
Oh, white one? That's mine. Somebody else can move. Can someone move the card, please? Thank you. Is it the white one, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
So you knew it was yours.
When I was parking it, I was thinking, I'm not parking in the driveway, but somebody might park their car there. So. Yes.
मेरी इंग्लिश तो अच्छी नहीं है, आप समझते ही हैं, लेकिन जैसा मैंने वीडियो का थीम समझा,
माइक
डॉलर था, उस इंसान के पास डॉलर था,
हाँ नोट था, उसको उसने मरोड़ दिया, मैंने एकदम उसको क्रश कर दिया, पैर से भी दबा दिया, लेकिन वो डॉलर का डॉलर ही रहा। लेकिन जब उसने उसको टोर अप कर दिया, तो उसका वैल्यू बढ़ गया, क्योंकि वो फट गया। तो इससे मैं यही निष्कर्ष निकालती हूँ कि मैं तब तक वही रहूंगी जब तक मुझे सब कुछ मिलके भी क्रश क्यों ना कर दे। वेरी नाइस। जब तक खत्म नहीं हो जाए तब तक आर वैल्यू, हमारी जो खुद की वैल्यू है हमारे हाथ में। थैंक यू
यही मैंने समझा सर।
थैंक यू।
बहुत अच्छा।
Anyone else? I want, yes.
इस वीडियो से जैसे ये समझा कि like जैसे हमारे क्रिकेट में भी whenever someone is not in form, so this has happened with me. So my coach, जैसे I was going through a lean patch, then my coach used to tell me कि you are not out of form, you are just out of runs. You were the same batsman before. सब कुछ same था, अभी बस some things are not going your way and it will go your way, but you're not out of form, just out of runs. So I find it थोड़ा relatable कि you should not lose your value.
Because what happens is our value is not right now. What I'm doing is not my value. Who I am is my value. Yes. I'll repeat it. What I'm doing is not my value. Who I am is my value. If I am cleaning the toilet, that doesn't destroy my value. Yes. If I am doing, so in Bhakti it is said, Krishna, if there's a temple, someone is in the altar you need to be Brahman initiated, you need to be very clean. When you go in the altar, you're doing Aarti, Bhagwan ke altar mein jaake, that person and the other person who is cleaning the toilets, भगवान की नजर में दोनों सेम है. because it's not what you do, it's what mentality, what consciousness you have when you're doing it. Thank you, thank you, Lucky. All right, so let's start off with law of karma. We discussed, is God responsible for our suffering? We know we all are suffering. Somehow or other we all have some sort of suffering. Is God responsible for our suffering? हम लोगों ने डिस्कस करा था. Is God, so God is as a father and a judge. We discussed that, and then we discussed what is law of karma, and then we discussed a little bit on, is your future already destined? We discussed that as well. So हम लोग कुछ slides देखेंगे. God is actually a loving father. So God never forsake us, never forget us. As a loving father, He comes back as different forms. Matsya avatar, Kurma avatar, this avatar, that avatar. He comes as Guru as well. And we discussed this, Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati Bharata. We discussed this as well. And then we went on to see what is the law of karma. And we saw law of karma where for every action there is equal and opposite reaction. And we realized that karma is an echo. Karma is equal to echo that amplifies our voice. So our experiences are the mirror reflection of our consciousness. We discussed this. Karma is not revenge. Karma is a reciprocation, a reply to your choices. आपने जो choices बनाई हैं, उसका result है कर्म. कर्म का क्या मतलब है? Any work that you do. Every work there is some sort of result that comes in. And we discussed that, positive thoughts होंगे, so we will have positive results. If we have negative thoughts, we will have negative results. And then we discussed this amazing flow chart which talks about there are two things. One is free will and one is karma. So what happens is we have a free will. We have a freedom to choose. We chose, for example, on a Friday night, on a Friday night, for example, these youths, they came here. They had a freedom of choice. They could have gone to a pub, a club or whatever it is. They chose to come here on this spiritual place. That is their action, So what happens is, because they have chosen that action, that becomes the fate, If what happens is, if they would have chosen something else, like for example, someone chooses to get drunk on a Thursday night, and they have freedom to choose to drink or not to drink, but they drank. But what happens is, because they are drunk now, they have less choice. They cannot drive anymore. Because now they are the same people, but because of their previous karma, which is drinking alcohol, they don't have same amount of freedom as they had before. And then because they had no freedom, the reaction is they might either have to pay a fine if they drive, or maybe get injured if they drive, or if they keep doing that, they might become alcoholic. So that's the destiny, that is future reaction. And because if you are now alcoholic, you're going to hang out with alcoholics, and because you're hanging out with alcoholics, then your freedom to choose will be reduced, because everybody is drinking and you're sitting there. Then one day you'll pick up the glass and the karma cycle will start. We discussed life is a... Yes.
What is phala?
Karma phala. Karma phala. Fruit of your action. Life is a balance of fate and free will, okay? So the fate is opportunities and possibilities, and free will is whether we take it or not. The choice is called our free will. And then हम लोगों ने क्या देखा था कि is our future predestined? कई लोग बोलते हैं ना कि अरे हम बोलो मंदिर आ जाओ, किस्मत में होगा तो आ जाएंगे. ऐसे भगवान बोलेंगे बेटा इधर आओ, तेरी किस्मत दिखा. So that's not the case. Our future is not predestined. But अगर हम लोग, for example, if I am going towards the city, my future is I'm gonna reach the city. There is possibilities ज़्यादा है. जितना मैं सिटी की तरफ जा रहा हूँ, उतना ही मैं बैलोरेट से दूर हो रहा हूँ. So that means and as soon as I turn around, I'm going away from city and going towards Ballarat. So our future is not predestined, but once you've taken a path, then it's destined. For example, somebody wants to commit suicide. He goes up to the roof, and when he's standing there about to jump, he has a choice: jump or not to jump. But as soon as he jumps, then he has no choice. He will have to bear the fruits. So our future is not predestined. Every single moment we have a choice and we can change our destination. And this is a beautiful quote: "Oh Lord, please give me the courage to change the things that I can, the humility to accept the things that I cannot, and the intelligence to differentiate the two." Hota kya hai? We want to change the fate, and then we want to use our free will. Hota kya today, nowadays, what we should do is, we should help people and use time. What we do is, we use people and help with time. That's wrong. So, is our future predestined? Let's listen to what Keshav Swami Maharaj has to say.
Very beautiful discussion. Oh, I have to go.
You see, this free will is never taken away by God or by Krishna. Because free will is the one thing that's given, that's never taken away, because ultimately we exist to exchange love with God, love with other living entities. But there can be no question of love if there's no free will. If free will is taken away and everything is forced by the will of God, then there's no love anymore, because it's not voluntary, it's not by one's own volition. So free will is never taken away. However, in any given situation, we may limit our free will or awaken our free will according to our desire. Say for example, tomorrow I get drunk and I hit you with a bottle. I would do that. And then someone arrests me, and then they say, well, it wasn't me, it was the alcohol. Yeah. Okay, right? So, am I right or wrong? Because I was drunk. And in a normal state, I would never do that. But I was drunk, and I hit you. Therefore, I didn't do it, the alcohol did it. It wasn't, so would they accept that? They wouldn't accept that. But it's true in one sense. It's actually true. But the point is, I initially used my free will to have all of that alcohol. And then later on, my free will became curtailed because of how I previously used my free will, and therefore I now say, well, I'm doing things, but it's not my free will. But the point is, you behind that made a decision which curtailed your own free will, so remotely it is your free will. So according to how we use our free will, then we limit our ability. You see, someone can pick up a packet of cigarettes, and on the cigarette packet it says, smoking kills, smoking causes cancer. And while looking at that, someone will still pick up a cigarette and smoke it. Why? That means that their free will has been curtailed. But they're using their free will. Yeah, they have. But because of how they've used their free will previously, a certain level of addiction has taken place, which now means they can't make a logical decision in that situation as to what to do, rather than just an emotional decision. So the idea is that at any moment, by accessing knowledge, we can become aware of this, and then we can go back and change our character, change our culture, change our company. And by changing these things, we increase our ability to really be free. Everyone out there is walking around thinking they're free. Are they free? Real freedom means the ability to utilize your free will without being pushed by any of the influences of this world. How many people in this world are like that? Not many. So everyone thinks they're free, but they're not. So by accessing knowledge, you open up your capacity to utilize your free will, and then you make the best decisions. I hope that helps.
Hope that helps. So we discussed that last time. That was a recap. Now we'll start the class today. We've done some of this as well. So now the frequently asked questions on law of karma is, why did God create the law of karma? Why did He created a law? Who is responsible for our action? Is there a difference between Lord's will? So we'll discuss some of this. We've discussed some of them last time. Why God created law of karma? Because there is some people, farmer wants rain, but the potter doesn't want any rain. So Bhagavan said, you know what? I have to fulfill desires of both, but based on their karma. So, and then we discussed this last time as well. For example, you sit in a car, taxi. So you get into a taxi and taxi driver goes, where do you want me to take you? And you said, oh, I'll show you the way. So you're showing the way. You're saying turn right, turn left, go straight. And then suddenly you get to a wrong place. Who would you blame? The taxi driver or yourself? Yourself. Because the taxi driver, the passenger, actually is us as passenger, we are responsible. The taxi driver is normal karma happening. So taxi driver is doing exactly what we are asking them to do. So it's not taxi driver's fault, it's not God's fault, because we wanted to go there. God is just driving the car. So passenger cannot blame the driver at any destination. We cannot blame God for what we receive in our actions. And it says in here, spiritual soul, which is us, we desire, and then Supreme Lord, He sanctions. He actually approves it. And then who gives us the result? This material nature, which is demigods, who gives the rain? Indra gives the rain. He is a demigod, But where to rain depends on the collective karma of that place. There are places where they get drought and stuff. Why? What happens? Because of the collective karma of those people who are living there. Indra says, no, I can't give you any rain because it's not sanctioned by Krishna. That's how it works. And then we discussed, who am I? We are soul. Actually, we haven't discussed. This is the first slide we're going to go through today. So, how does the law of karma work? Who am I? I am soul. Where am I? I'm in material world. What situation am I in? I'm in this material body. And what am I bound by? What has bound me? Modes. 3 modes. What are the 3 modes? Goodness, passion, and ignorance. Yeah? Yes?
On the previous
slide. Which one? This one?
So, using this analogy of passenger and driver, right? So, it's a, I think, 2-part question, right? One is, and this is a personal question, right? I do this every day. Whenever I go to temple, basically, one of the prayers that I have is, Bhagwan, I don't really know what decisions to make, what are the right decisions to make. Please guide my decision-making process, right? You be the driver and you help me, right? Is that a fair ask? How does our prayers impact this? Or should we ask that, or should we execute a free will and basically, so using this analogy, basically, should we let the driver take to whatever destination, or should we tell the driver that this is where I need to go?
No, the idea of this slide is to make sure that if we are telling, we should take responsibility. That's the idea of this slide. But what you're saying is asking God, praying to God, give me the right consciousness to make those right decisions. Yes, that is an amazing prayer to have. Because that prayer will make us humble, saying that, you know what, I'm not in charge, I can only desire. But what happens is, because of my past karma, I may not be able to have that freedom. But Krishna, you are in charge. You own Maya. So I don't want to get troubled by Maya, please help me. There is no problem in asking that question. And that prayer is an amazing prayer. The only thing we have to remember is, if we ask that prayer, and if we get a thought which is not God conscious thought, then you can't blame Krishna, saying that Krishna, मैंने तो बोला था कि मेरे को सद्बुद्धि दो, मेरी बीवी के सामने चिल्ला दिया मैं. That's not how did you make me scream in front of my wife? You know, God, you should have given me, good sense. No, that is our choice. What happens is, that's why asking for that prayer is really good for us, for our humility, and we should do it. But remember, we cannot rely on our mind. Our mind will always trick us. Kaise? Yeah, I've been going to Mangala every day. Let me skip one day. Or, I've been going to Mangala, I reached there like 5 minutes early, so let me sleep for 5 minutes. That mind, this is how mind goes. It's like in like a pin and out like a plow. Pin ke andar jata hai Maya, and when it comes out, it takes the whole thing out. So what happens is, when someone makes small little error and he gets away with it, guess what? He will do it again, and he will do it again, and that thing will become a habit. That habit is in too many people, it becomes culture. So in order to avoid that, remember, we should not rely on our mind. We should rely on what? Then mind पे नहीं rely करना तो किस पे rely करना है? Intelligence भी is Maya है. Yes, you should only rely on your discipline, because when you are in your good senses, you write down what you have to do. But when you are sleepy, everything that you've written down looks blurred. क्या फर्क पड़ता है? But at the same time, someone was asking me a couple of days ago, he said, Vijesh Prabhu, you chant for 2 hours a day. I don't have time. And I was the one who used to give these excuses for a long time. So I told him, it's not time, it's priority. I said, no, Prabhu, literally, if I show you my calendar, you won't believe it. And I told him, if I show you my calendar, then you won't believe it either. But I told him, I said, look, what time do you get up? He said, 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock. I said, why don't you get up earlier and do it? He said, Prabhu, I can't, no matter what happens. I said, when was the last time you went to India? He said, 6 months ago. I said, what time was the flight? He said, 3 o'clock in the morning. I said, so what time were you at the airport? He said, midnight. Were you sleeping? I said, no. I said, why? It's not that you can't. It's that it's not your priority. And I took him one step further. I said, okay, you don't have time to chant here. If I give you $1 for every time you say Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, he go $1. How many times would you do it? You will go to the toilet as well, you're chanting, you're sitting on the toilet seat, you're chanting, you're walking out, you're chanting, your wife is talking to you, you're chanting, and your boss is talking to you inside your head, you're chanting, because we're saying ting, ting, dollar sign. Kaching. So that's not that. What is it? It's a priority management. It's not time management. So I don't know why I went to that side, but what I was saying is, yes, your prayers is fine. Don't rely on your mind, rely on scriptures, rely on your discipline, because that will guide you. Discipline, when we start writing disciplines, we are writing when you are in mode of goodness. So when you write it, you're in mode of goodness, but throughout the day, throughout the days, you go into mode of goodness, passion, ignorance, and so you will not make a decision. So a lot of these athletes, what they do is they don't care what they feel like doing it. They do what's written on their schedule. That's it. They have literally no regards for what they feel like. There are some people whose problem was soft drinks. He did not drink soft drinks for 20 years in a row just because he wanted to make sure that he's not slave of that sweet drink. That's discipline. Yes. What was the second part?
That's it.
That's it? Okay. Cool.
Also rely on devotees.
So rely on devotees. Actually, if you have confusion, then always ask senior devotee. I still ask a lot of times. Another person is, remember, when you're asking your colleagues it's no problem, but make sure that if someone is telling you their problems, don't say itne din ho gaya wahi baitha. Don't say that. Be very, very compassionate, because someone is opening their heart. Just make sure you lift them up, no matter where they are. That's the main thing. So how does the law of karma work? Who am I? I'm a soul. Where am I? I'm in material world. What situation am I in? I'm in a material body. What am I bound by? 3 modes of material nature. And what is controlling me? Time is controlling me. We discussed all of this, and who is watching me? Who?
Time or Maya?
Actually, so Maya in the form Maya with time is controlling us. Time is actually Krishna himself. Bhagwan khud hi kehte hain kalosmi. And who is watching me? Paramatma. Now, आपको पता है ये जो first जो है, who am I? I'm a soul. Only that part you can actually desire. This is in your control. Desire. आपके मन में क्या desire है? That is in your control, and that is called desire, है ना? And बाकी जो 4 हैं, they are execution. We execute through material world, in a material body with 3 modes and with time. These are the things that we execute from, and the person who judges us, is Paramatma. Paramatma is not there as a policeman कि एक जैसी वो खड़े निकल पैर बाहर निकल. That's not what he's doing, That's not Paramatma. Is slowly. Paramatma is always giving us instructions, जब भी हम लोग कुछ गलत काम करते हैं, there is this guilt comes up. आती है? What is that guilt? That emotion, that guilt that comes up because of Paramatma. Paramatma tells us, not right, and that comes out as guilt. But कई लोग ये भी बोलते हैं, कल मैंने अपने दोस्त को बहुत मारा, क्यों? मेरे को लगा भगवान बोल रहे हैं, बहुत गलत आदमी है. That's not your duty. Karma is only applicable to who? Me, us. We should not try and give karma result to other people. अच्छा, कल मेरे से ऐसे बात करी थी, अभी मैं बताता हूँ, मैं नहीं दे रहा हूँ, कृष्णा दे रहा है. No, don't do that. We are not God. God is the only one who can give these results, So somebody will say, is there a difference between Lord's will and His sanction? Suppose, and I'll give you a very gross example. One person put a knife through in someone else's stomach. चाकू डाल दिया, ठीक है? Is it Lord's will? भगवान चाहता है, मैं चाहता हूँ इस बंदे को चाकू में पड़े. क्योंकि भगवान, who is भगवान? He is our father. He will never think like that. But चाकू अगर भगवान की सैंक्शन नहीं हो तो चाकू कोई मार पाएगा क्या? नहीं मार पाएगा. So चाकू किसने? फिर भगवान का इसमें हाथ है. इस मर्डर में, कॉन्स्पिरेसी में क्या बोलते हैं उसको? भगवान का भी हाथ है. What do you call them? What do you call the people who are accomplice. God is an accomplice कि भैया तुमने उसका साथ दिया मर्डर में, you will get धारा 302. ताजे राते हिंद धारा 302 के तहत. No, भगवान इसमें, is भगवान responsible or not? Simple the question. आराम से बोलो. It's nothing wrong. No, yes. No, भगवान is not responsible. Who is responsible? So भगवान ने सैंक्शन तो भगवान नहीं कर रहा है, फिर प्रॉब्लम क्या है? भगवान हुए ना रिस्पॉन्सिबल. अगर मैं बोलता हूँ आप दोनों लड़ रहे हो, तो आपने मुझसे पूछा चाकू मार दूं, मैंने कहा मार दो. प्रॉब्लम तो हम का accomplice ना, मैंने तो बोला. Yes.
I think God created a situation like that where He felt that He just felt bound by doing that.
उनको देना माइक.
I think that's what I like. Yeah. God created a situation like that. That's in His power. But whether I get part of that
yes, good, very good.
Or not, that's
so
on my hand.
Why is God not responsible in there? क्योंकि sanction तो उन्होंने ही करा.
Because that's His free will.
Yes, that is his free will. तो जिसने चाकू मारा, लेकिन भगवान मना बचा भी तो सकते थे, बचाए क्यों नहीं? हाँ? Yes, because the other guy had a karma to get stabbed. He must have done something in the past.
यहाँ आने के लिए भी तो वही करना है.
Yes, यहाँ पर.
यहाँ तक जो पहुँचे हैं.
Exactly.
सब इतने लोग.
हाँ. आप लोग यहाँ पर without भगवान की sanction के you cannot come here, है ना? You cannot. भगवान की कृपा के बिना हम लोग नहीं आ सकते यहाँ पर एक साथ, है ना? So.
प्रभु जी.
Yes.
अभी मैं एडिलेड गई थी.
हाँ.
लास्ट फ्राइडे को.
हाँ हाँ.
गई, रात में पहुंची, फिर भी मैं सुबह मंगला आरती के लिए चली गई. इसने कहा मेरा दिमाग की चलना है.
Very nice.
मैंने कहा कि मेरी नींद नहीं खुलेगी, लेकिन मैं 3:30 में अलार्म लगाई थी, लेकिन उसके पहले मेरी नींद खुल गई. इसने जगाया भी नहीं.
कृपा.
लेकिन आज जब इसने कहा कल रात में चलिएगा मम्मी जी कल, मैंने एक बार बोला अच्छा चलूंगी, फिर बोलती नहीं चली. तो ये किसके वजह से हुआ? मेरी पर्सनल सोल के वजह से.
वेरी गुड.
क्योंकि मुझे जाना था, मैं गई.
Yes, very good. और अच्छा एक बात बताओ. Now I'm going to ask you a question. So if this guy put the knife in someone else's stomach and God sanctioned it, because God doesn't interfere in the free will, and God knew that this guy needed his, इसने कुछ कर्मा ऐसे करा, he would get a knife in his stomach. Now, what is the reason why the other guy got stabbed? Because of his karma. But what is the purpose of this thing, this incident? This incident का purpose क्या है? Lesson. The incident का purpose क्या है? Somebody learns a lesson. Now I'll give you a very amazing aspect of karma. जिस बंदे के पेट में चाकू जाने वाला है ना, because he has done something heinous in his past life. Now but before this incident, he changed. He is no longer the same person. जो पहले था वैसा नहीं है. And he learned his lesson, realized that the stuff that he has done was wrong and everything right. Do you think he will still get knife?
Yes.
How many of you say yes? How many of you say कि नहीं मिलेगा उसको क्योंकि वो सुधर गया है? Yes. I'll tell you, karma will only come to you for lesson. If there is no lesson for you, you won't get that karma. I'll repeat. If you, बिल्कुल सही, आप लोगों ने बिल्कुल सही बोला. If you learn your lesson before the karmic reaction, you will not get that karma. Because the purpose of karma is not कि यार ये last time करा था तो no matter, तू कितना भी अच्छा हो गया हो. जैसे हमारे क्या होता है, अगर मैं बोलूं किसी का मर्डर करने का, नहीं यार मैं सुधर गया हूँ यार, मेरे को नहीं, अब नहीं करूंगा, माँ कसम अब नहीं करूंगा किसी का मर्डर. तो पुलिस बोलेगी अच्छा ठीक है, माँ की कसम भाई चलो जाने दो उसको. ऐसा होगा? नहीं. But karma, it happens. If you have transformed yourself, then the same reaction that you're getting will be reduced by. Suppose किसी का हाथ कटने की, suppose he has done something जिसमें उसको पूरा हाथ कटने वाला है, then what will happen is सिर्फ उंगली में एक हल्का सा कट लग जाएगा, and that will be your token amount that is deducted. So it's like a debt. Karma, that's why it's called karmic debt. आपने सुना होगा karmic debt. Why is it called karmic debt? Because you have to pay it back. The good thing is the paying back needs to transform you. For example, मैंने मर्डर करा था लास्ट जन्म में, मैं सीखा नहीं. इस जन्म में मेरा मर्डर हो गया, लेकिन फिर भी मैं नहीं सीखा. Guess what? I will keep getting the same reaction until I become transformed. That's why when we turn to spirituality, हमें क्या लगता है, अरे यार हलवा नहीं है. It's very powerful. When you turn to spirituality, you have no idea. Hearing one Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you have destroyed millions of lifetimes of sins. Not one sin, all of it. एक बार मंत्र सुनने से. And imagine if you are doing it as a sankirtan, it is even more powerful. Yes, Prabhu.
She had a question before.
Okay.
Prabhu, that why we looking at that being stabbed is a bad karma. Maybe God had a plan of giving him the pain for his good. Why?
ये भी हो सकता है उसका appendix खराब था तो वाले को निकाल लेना.
Maybe he was supposed to have a very bad death or whatever his sort of life was going on. My question is like why we
Why is it negative?
Why is it negative?
It is actually not negative.
Because the moment we have problem in our life, we think God is doing. I recently
had that.
Had no that ongoing. But I actually attended, listened to a class. Arjun Sakha Prabhu gave that class, and in that it was, I mean, devotees, like real devotees, were tortured.
Yeah,
like
salted bread.
Yes, that's right. So that made you question us, like, why we were thinking ki that, like, you know, what is our endurance, or how can devotee be punished?
Yes.
You know, we are to like normal, like not that level.
Yes.
But they are God's devotees, constantly chanting God's name, and they are being punished so badly.
Yeah.
And that was really eye-opening. Like, you know, even in pain, there is God's
Compassion.
mercy, and
Yes.
for a reason, basically just acceptance.
आपको पता है the day I remember I fell down from my bike, motorbike in India, and I was fully bruised. You know, I went home, टूटा फूटा, and mama said, मम्मी कहती, oh what happened? बताया कि बाइक से गिर गया. मम्मी कहती, जल्दी से प्रसाद चढ़ाओ. मैंने कहा ये क्या पार्टी भी दे दो, प्रसाद चढ़ा रहे दो. Then she said, no. I said, किस बात की खुशी मना रहे? बोले, you are safe. You're one piece. You came home alive. So thank you God. Now what is this? This is not just, you know, वो क्या बोलते हैं, fake positivity. This is the root of our culture. Is when we look at things, we are, who is responsible for my stuff? Only me. You know, and what we look at the glass half full. It's not a leadership seminar kind of stuff ki, you know, aap thodi der baithe maza kara and then you go back home. No, this is there is a verse in Bhagavad Gita which says that neha vikarmanastosti mayana vidyate swalpam apiyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. That means in this spiritual life there is no diminution. That means if you have $10 of bhakti this birth, you can spend it, but it will never be reduced to 9. It will stay 10. You increase it to 20, it will always stay 20, no matter how much you spend it. This is the value of this satsang. It's not a joke nahi hai. It's very, very interesting. So, answering your question, that if the pain itself is never, we should not take it as a wrong thing, because हमारे उसमें क्या बोलते हैं, we talk about corporate world में, there is no growth if you are in comfort zone. So that means discomfort is what? Growth. You know, if God is giving you discomfort, what is He trying to do? Grow you. Now, if you have a wife that doesn't listen to you, you need to grow and listen to her. You know what I mean? Yes. That's it. This is the learning we need. And if we learn this before we hit the karma, guess what? We have transformed. This whole class is about transformation, transforming our own character. अगर हम लोग भक्ति वृक्षा में आ रहे हैं and our character is flawed, then it's like, you know, you're drinking water with the lid closed. Trying to drink water, nothing. Or in our scripture says, licking the honey bottle. Honey की bottle को चाट रहे हो, honey नहीं आएगा उसमें. Because you're doing it wrong. If you're not getting transformed into a better human being, then the spiritual life that you're leading is either fake or wrong. It's not spiritual. Yes, Mike, please. Oh, you had a question before. Yes, sorry.
So I'm a little confused when you say that, you know, when you realize there's the issue and then you know you don't get hit by karma as hard.
Not realize, transform.
Transform. So, but karma is multi-life also.
Yeah.
So the realization basically is at the intelligence level, and maybe, you know.
Realization does not depend on your intelligence. Realization depends on your depth in bhakti. Realization does not depend on intelligence, because intelligence is still material.
Good. That's what's my doubt. That, you know, so the learning, understanding, realization, maybe working on redemption or whatever, that is all material.
Yes.
Right? Nothing to do with the soul. Now, soul goes from one life to other life. उसने past कर्म में जो कर्मा किया, that realization is not forward it in the next life.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But he can, that soul can still face the karma of the previous life in the next life.
So the soul will keep getting karmas back until purification from that karma hasn't happened. अगर वो पहले हो जाता है, then they don't have to go through the same thing. It might be a little small impact, but it won't be the same amount, because the idea of सजा का जो मतलब मकसद है, it is not to give you pain. The purpose of the pain is to transform you. If you get transformed before the pain, then you won't get that much pain. So what happens is, when we come to bhakti, Krishna takes care of us. हमारे karma, like for example, now I'm trying to do bhakti. My karmic, if I have a pain in my knees, that is not because of my karma. It's Krishna is giving me this pain because he knows कि अगर ये pain नहीं देगा ना, तो I will forget about him. मेरे को लगा everything is going good. Who needs God? You know, जब जेब में बहुत सारा पैसा होता है, पिताजी की याद नहीं आती है. जैसे ही पैसा खत्म हो जाता है, अरे पापा को फोन नहीं करा है, let me call dad. You know what I mean? So yes. So what you're saying is, the karmic reaction, the karma in itself is also material. ठीक है? It goes from one life to another. But the transformation of the soul is the only purpose of that karmic reaction.
Let's take an example, right? So let's say अभी जो अपने scripture है दशरथ राजा था, right? So he by mistake killed क्या नाम था Shravan Kumar, right? And then they cursed him, you know. So his karma was he by mistake but killed a guy whose parents were dependent on him, right? And then they shouted, "Hey, you will also die without your sons around him." So so action and that reaction, right? Yeah. Now, I don't think how much he realized or not, but he made that mistake. He realized that this was a mistake. He repented for it, but he still faced that consequence of that, right?
But he killed the parents, you know. He killed the son. His son did not die, so he got the karma, but not that intensity.
Correct. So, but then now this was he realized it, he repented, and he still faced it, right?
He faced it, but less. Yeah.
If he had not faced it, for example, if he had not faced that karma in that life,
he would have gone next life. Yes.
So he would have gone to the next life, but then he would have already forgotten. There was no realization over here. There was nothing.
That's a good question. So the transformation that I'm talking about is not the transformation of, you know what, last year I've cut somebody's hand. Now I really repent. I'm not going to cut someone's hand. Now I'm going to do only legs. I'm only going to cut legs this time. So what happens is, the question is really good because it says, Prabhu is asking, does anyone understand? Everybody understood the question, huh? Yes. Can I pass me mic? Just because recording हो रहा है ना, we need. Question समझ में आपको? हाँ.
Actually मुझे उनके क्वेश्चन से रिलेटेड एक और क्वेश्चन दिमाग में आ रहा है, तो आप जब आंसर दोगे तो इकट्ठा दे देना.
Okay. All right.
तो for example, he gave an example of Dashrath कि वो next life में जाते हैं, then he doesn't remember what he did. तो उनका जो कर्मा था, how will he? That was his question. Right?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't remember.
Yeah. The transformation कैसा होगा?
Yeah. Let's say in this life itself, he met with an accident and he forgets what he did. And he actually didn't do that thing. He was a good man. वो बहुत अच्छा था, transformed था, and he loses his memory and loses the material transformation. उसके soul में जो transformation आया है, how is that going to pass on to the next life?
It's very close. Yeah, very nice. Yeah. So first we answer this one. If the transformation is not here मेरे दिमाग में, it's not a transformation of my mind or my intelligence. It's a transformation of the material covering of my heart. Our heart has got a lot of coverings on it because of past karmas. कौन सी covering है? Anger और क्या? Greed, lust, pride, है ना? ये सारी चीजें है ना? So these are the layers on our heart. So what transformation Maya is looking for is this transformation where आपके जो दिल के ऊपर जो भगवान के प्रति. So now another thing I'm going to tell you, transformation in this case I'm only talking about if you have realized that your purpose is no longer anything else except for God. That's only your purpose. That was the transformation that I'm talking about. So
purification of heart.
Purification of heart. Now what happens is purification of heart जब तक नहीं होगा तब तक he will get the karma. Now if someone is a very good person in this life and he has no memory, memory is still material, है ना? And memory, it's not about memory याद रहा नहीं रहा उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Whether your heart is getting purified or not, and you cannot purify heart by sitting down and doing amazing. Like for example, अगर आप बहुत सारे भूखों को खाना खिला रहे हो, that's not gonna purify your heart. Do you know that? Did you know that? How many of you knew that? Just feeding hungry people. Okay, so
it's just a good karma.
Just a good karma, but good karma cannot negate bad karma. तो कई लोग कहते हैं ना, I am a Robin Hood. 2 लोगों को मारूंगा, 50 लोगों को खाना खिलाऊंगा. That doesn't work. It does not work. Because वो 2 लोगों को मारा है ना आपने, you will get that karma. And you think that is right. You think of yourself as God. You want to serve someone else. The other people that you want to serve now, they are under the shelter of Lord. हम लोग नहीं होते हैं कुछ. अगर आपको किसी को खाना खिलाना है, what should we do? What should we do? Prashad. You give them prashad. You offer that food to the Lord and give them prashad. So what will happen is then body will be nourished and the soul will be nourished. So whether or not you have memory or not has got nothing to do with transformation that जो मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. Because transformation ऐसा नहीं है कि मेरे को realize हो गया ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए मेरे को. I should not do it and then I have no karma. That's not the case. Until my heart is purified, I will get that karma. Even when my heart is purified, I might still get a little bit of karma just to keep me humble. So that humility is the first layer that you need for bhakti. So for us to stay humble, sometimes Krishna gives devotees some problems. And like बीवी से लड़ाई हो गई, वो किस लिए हुआ? क्योंकि भगवान ने बोला बेटा तू बहुत ज्यादा उछल रहा है, नीचे आओ बेटा. Yes.
Yeah, you're right. I understand कि memory का उससे कोई link नहीं है. But let's say I have that transformation, but obviously transformation को हमने separate कर दिया कर्मा से. And I lose my memory still, but my karmas become bad after that. So वो transformation.
Okay, so what he's saying is because of you lost your memory, now you become a bad person. Yeah. Now that is also a previous karma. क्या होता है? If someone wants to eat meat, if someone loves meat, at the time of that they want to, all they can think about is meat. They will be born in a family where उनका अन्नप्राशन भी मीट से ही होगा. ठीक है? और वो किसकी गलती है? उस बच्चे को कुछ, he doesn't remember anything. Kid doesn't remember anything. I will say, what's his fault? इसको तो कुछ याद ही नहीं है. याद से कुछ नहीं होता because he's desired it. The person who has lost his memory, become bad, is because he must have done something in the past. That was his propensity. So when he lost his memory, his propensities came back because he was not purified. Once you get purified, these things don't come back easily. It's very hard for a devotee to go and kill someone and loot someone and things like that. It's very hard because once you transform that side, it's very hard to come to this side. It's easy to come to that side, but harder to come back. So that thing, because the reason why he became a bad person is not because of his memory or anything, it's because of his propensities from the last karma. That's why he lost his memory, because he wanted to be bad. Some people, they really like to be bad. He wanted to be bad. So God says, okay, look, if you want to be bad, this is the only way. Because you're too intelligent. You can't be bad now because you know it's wrong. But if you want to do, I will give you. There is a verse in Bhagavad Gita, Mattah Smriti Jnana Apohanam Cha. So Mattah Smriti. Smriti means memory. Gyan is knowledge. Apohanam means forgetfulness. All three comes from me. I give you. अगर भगवान ना चाहे तो कोई भगवान को भूल भी नहीं सकता. So in order to forget God, we need help of God. Does it make sense? Okay, yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, follow up to this, the whole discussion. जब आप purification बोलते हैं, is it only about taking भगवान का नाम, या what does that purification?
Purification actually means that we understand what is the purpose of life. That is purification. Purification, what does it mean? क्योंकि भटकने का क्या मतलब? What is the meaning of we are lost? That means what did we lose? We lose the path. We lose the goal. So हमारा क्या? Right now, a lot of us have different goals. Money, fame, any or career, or just to be able to send your kids to nice school. These are small little goals. But the ultimate goal is what? Ultimate goal is to go back home, back to God. So if someone has that goal, and he could be anything, anyone, if he has that goal, then his purification will start. Purification will not start until and unless you know what is the purpose of who am I and what is the purpose of me. That's why it's called being lost. Until we are not lost, until we are not aware of our goal, then we are lost. And until then, हमारा जो cleaning process है शुरू भी नहीं होगा. It will not even start. We will not start purifying ourselves, because first of all हमें पता ही नहीं है we are not purified. What is the meaning of purification? Purification क्या होता है? We are always in love with God. Always. We have always been in love with God. That never goes away. That is Jivere Swarup Hoy Krishnere Nityadas. This is our eternal position. Constitutional position is that we are servant of the Lord. But because of this contamination, we have forgotten Him. And because of that, we lost our way. So if we know our way, just by knowing our way, we will be able to start purifying our heart. Oh, He's here.
Missing him already.
Beta, please, the mic is over there.
It's not just knowing about how to be. It's not just knowing about how your ultimate goal, going back to Godhead to serve Krishna. It's also about practicing it and doing it.
Next level.
Knowing the goal only, you can never achieve the goal by just knowing it. You have to
Beautiful.
practice it.
See, next level. Completely next level. So yes, we need to know it. And when you know it, then you will start preparing yourself for purification. When you start preparing for your purification, as soon as, actually in our Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which is called Nectar of Devotion, as soon as you start once, like if someone says Hare Krishna in your ear, your purification starts then. But Krishna never takes the free will. Hamara free will hai, I don't want to hear this. So Krishna says, look, I've already started your purification. One day some devotee will come and put jalebi in your mouth. And then you suddenly will be purified. Like your purification will become, exponential. And that's when Krishna goes, look, you have your free will, but I will make sure I'll give you from all direction how you can get purified. And that's why we are all here, because this is our collective karma. And that's why we are sitting here trying to understand this. Varna kya hai? We all are educated people, we all have good jobs and stuff, we have got family to take care of, and we live comfortably, we don't have issues with government, But why we are here? Because we want to purify ourselves, because we want to get to the next level. Pehla kya hota hai? Maslow's hierarchy. What is at the bottom of Maslow's hierarchy? Basic needs. What is it? Roti, kapda, makan. What's the next level? Security. What's the next level? Identity. And then uske baad self-actualization. So we are at the level of above self-actualization, because self-actualization is a little bit different. It's not spiritual. Self-realization is spiritual. So we are on a self-realization, above Maslow's hierarchy. So that's why our purification has already started. And we are very, very extremely lucky to be in this group. Yes, beta.
Just putting forward onto that part about the good job. I read the first part of the start of Truths, and it said, so Sansaran Das said that I get a good education, to get a good job, to get a good family, a good degree, a good amount of money, fame, and then all I'll end up with is getting buried in a 7-foot velvet-lined coffin. So basically, then he taught what's the purpose of life after that, and then that's how his journey started.
Beautiful. Incredible. Yes.
So, Prabhu sharing two examples. One is this, the value of the satsang. So, I think I heard somewhere, like, imagine the devotee is there, but in a quicksand. Dal mein phasa hua hai. And no matter how much he struggles, he will go inside only.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Not devotee. But then a guru can come and he can pull him out of the quicksand.
Yes, definitely.
And that is the power of the guru to take him out of the quicksand.
Beautiful.
So, thank you for being our guru also.
Oh, no. Actually, guru is a very high position. हम लोगों को गुरु का क्या मतलब होता है? Guru is actually, there is a shloka, साक्षात धरित्वेन समस्त शास्त्रे युक्तस तथा भावेता विसादि किंतु प्रभु रे प्रियवतास्या वंदे गुरु श्री चरणारविंदम. So there is a Mangal Aarti mein, we do this. You remember, na? This particular. It says साक्षात हरि. Guru is Sakshat Bhagwan. So Guru is someone who is on a level which is, he is a friend of God. So they don't come here because of their karma. We come here because of karma. They come here because they are sent by Krishna. So there is a Krishna Prashthai Bhutale. What does that mean? Krishna has sent them on the earth for us to take the fallen souls like us back to Godhead. So these people are very highly elevated. So when we call someone Guru, like don't call me Guru, because what happens is then you're doing an aparadh on the word Guru. You can just say, you can call me like mentor or something like that. Don't call Guru, because Guru is a very high position. Guru actually they're not Baddha Jiva like us. They are eternally liberated. They only are here for us. They say, you know what, I'm going to go to, कीचड़ में कोई गिर जाता ना, तो हम लोग कीचड़ में गिरे हुए हैं, तो इस तरह के लोग आते हैं, बोले, I don't care about कीचड़, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to get these people out, and those people are Guru. So yes, thank you.
Prabhu, if it is related, then
just answer to this one. So I think while whatever you said is 100% correct, right? But yeah. I think you were focusing on the Diksha Guru position.
No. I'm talking about Siksha Guru as well. Even Siksha Guru is a very high position.
So which you are right. You are giving Siksha to a lot of
we are Path Pradarshak Guru कह सकते हैं. Path Pradarshak means Path Pradarshak is mentor. Because even Diksha Guru, like for example, my Diksha Guru is Bhakti Rasamrita Swami Maharaj. He is an eternal, relative of Lord. But I call him Siksha Guru. Siksha Guru is a very high position as well. So that's why we should not use this very lightly. Because it's a very, very high position. So क्या होता है? We don't want to do aparadhs. It's just, and plus क्या होता है? I might get a big head. Because I know that word, Sakshat Hari. You called me Guru. I'm Hari.
Even Path Pradarshak Guru, that's still a Guru.
That's okay. So Path Pradarshak बोलना ठीक है, but Guru word is a little bit.
No, that's also Guru. I want to clarify. That is also Guru.
Okay.
Let's settle on PP Guru.
Look, because we all are learning. यहाँ पर, if I have done a lot of things now, मैं बोलता कोई दिक्कत नहीं. But I'm still learning.
Prabhu, if you don't say that, then there's a conflict between. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright, got it. He got me. हरे बिल्कुल सही.
तो उसमें गुरु हमको आपको मैं समझ गई आपकी बात.
नहीं एक्चुअली क्या है, हम लोग सब लोग इसी रास्ते पे हैं. होगा क्या कि मैं चाहता हूँ कि मैं अकेला नहीं रहूं. There is a saying, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go with everyone. So I want you to please help me on this journey. So you guys are helping me to go back home, back to Arden. And if you guys, I pray for you, if you pray for me, then we will all go together. Seriously.
You are the engine, you are the coach. Coach is behind you.
Yes, beta.
class told us that 10% of the teachings come from a teacher, but the rest 90% the class shares. So and also you also told us once there's one of these trees, they all root together. So you said if we all root together, we would have a stronger connection, spiritual connections, and it'll be easier for us to go to Godhead with a much more likely chance.
Beautiful.
We definitely have more chances. If we stick together, we'll definitely have more chances. Definitely. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, coming back to the karma topic,
yeah.
Actually this stabbing example is so real. I just wanted to share, like a couple of days back it happened in India, right? That 28 tourists, with all due respect to the departed souls, the 28 tourists were holidaying and they got killed by the terrorists.
Yeah.
Now, if someone thinks about it, it's so hard to understand why it happened to them. But probably that's what we are trying to learn here, that it may be their karma.
That's true. And another thing we have to remember is, this is a very sensitive situation. So in places like this, we should avoid karma thing altogether. You know why? Because imagine if that was one of my relative, you come and say, hey, your relative must have done some wrong karma, that's why he got shot. So it's true. But what happens is, these things, we got to be very sensitive, where karma is only applicable to who? Me only. Prabhu, if you're going through something, I'm going to come and help you. Because that's not your karma. You know, I'm going to help you, I'm going to sit with you, if you're crying, I'm going to cry with you. Because it's not your karma, it's very unfortunate that you're going through this. But when something happens to me, it's definitely my karma. Actually, Krishna is very merciful. उसने इतना ही दिया मुझे. मेरे जैसे बंदे को तो और मिलना चाहिए था. But because he is so merciful, he has given me only this much. So that gratitude, when you have, then slowly and gradually, none of those things that we go through, it will still hurt us, but it will not crush us. And that's why when we talk about this Pahalgam issue, just remember these people they were at a wrong place at the wrong time, but we should not call it karma. It is actually karma, but we should not call it, out of respect for these people, because right now we should stand up as a group. Problem kya hai pata hai? We are like, I don't know whether I should say, but I should say, we are becoming like bhed, goats, sheep. We are becoming like sheeps. Our kids, we want our kids to become like sheep. No, we should get our kids to become like lions. You know, these things happen. We should not just sit there and talk about, what happened in Pahalgam. We should stand up and, talk about it, and we should present it in a way that it's not, as an ki go and start doing stupid stuff. But I'm saying is, we should all get together and we should always remember these things, we should oppose it. How many of you have actually gone ahead and actually put a comment in there saying that, Shraddhanjali unke liye, like we should sit down and, just have, say, one Mahamantra for all these departed souls. This will be the eternal benefit for them. So rather than us sitting here and cursing, some other people, which is wrong, obviously, but at the same time, we should not let, why this is happening? Because we let that happen. And then we say it's our politician, but who are these politicians? We got them on those people are sitting on those seats because of us. I will say, no, I can't control, I'm just one person. No, everything, boond se ghada barta hai, we are all responsible for it. So, yes, when these things happen, we should remember that this is the time we should be really united, pray for this departed soul, and make sure that we are contributing in a way that something like this never happens again. Not out of violence, out of prayers. Thank you.
We should do one round of chanting.
Definitely, we'll do.
Prabhu, karma, Newton's third law. Then karma is control, can be reduced if you have transformed, right?
Yeah.
Now nobody will ever be able to figure out whether this what has been the real situation. If somebody didn't get killed.
Yes.
Or if somebody do get killed, nobody can come out. Why is it so
complicated?
not complete. Why there is a need for this kind of education when there is a simple way, like just simply put it in a way. If you believe in a God, if you have a faith in a God, that simple answer will get you through everything. You don't need that knowledge. It makes no sense for me to have that knowledge now.
About karma?
That's a
brilliant point. So Prabhu is saying that if we know that getting into bhakti, we will get rid of all the karma, then why are we teaching karma? Why don't we just learn, get to God? Simple as that, which is actually true. This is how it should be. But yes, Prabhu, you want to say something?
I can answer from my side, yeah. I think at least from my point of view, getting to know is one thing. Having that very firm belief and complete dedication and surrender to that is another thing. I will have a lot of questions, and if those questions are not answered, my belief can change.
Yes.
Right? I believe in something, right? But then if questions are there and not answered, then maybe that's not, my belief is not correct. So in order to retain that faith, in order to retain that understanding and that and keep your direction in the focused way, it is important to understand all these things so that we can stay focused.
Beautiful. So what happens is, I'll tell you, so simple as that. What happens is, this knowledge gives us understanding. Like I was talking to my wife, she's a Christian here. So I asked her the same question: why someone is born in Prince Charles' house and someone is born in Sudan and they don't even have milk to feed the kid? They're giving them sand, soil, mud mixed in water, white, it becomes white, and giving that to the child because that has a little bit of sulfur जो उसकी bones के लिए ठीक है. So why is the difference? And at the end of the thing, the only answer was, it's God's will. Now, second question is, how can हमने पढ़ा ना, it's not God's will. It's our karma. That's not, God is always compassionate. That's not, He sanctions it, but that's not His will. That's not what He wants. So, उनकी philosophy क्या होती है? They are not, उधर से जाके वहाँ पे खत्म हो जाता है. So the people, most of the people who get into these kind of religions are the people who don't want to get deeper into that knowledge. So that's why if you see, there is a lot of conversion happens in between these things. You will very hardly see a devotee getting converted to something else. Devotee. The reason is because their knowledge base is so strong, the philosophy is so deep that there is nothing that I have heard till now which does not have a scriptural, logical and convincing answer. I have gone to every single place. I've gone to Islam, Christianity, even Guru Granth Sahib. I've read Guru Granth Sahib, and Guru Granth Sahib has everything that's written in Bhagavad Gita. Everything. And he talks it clearly talks about that, Govind. Who is Govind? He's the Supreme Lord. Clearly says he's the Supreme Lord in Guru Granth Sahib. So what I'm saying is, but the philosophy, answering that question, there is no philosophy can answer this depth of the question. And that's why it is easier for people to keep growing and growing and growing and not have that kind of confusion. क्या होता है कि वरना 10 लोग मिल गए, आर्ग्यू कर लिया आपसे और आपने बोला हाँ यार you're right, I'm your side now, because the person who has knowledge, that's why there are तीन तरह के लोग होते हैं: उत्तम अधिकारी, मध्यम अधिकारी and कनिष्ठ अधिकारी. कनिष्ठ अधिकारी क्या होते हैं? जिनको फिलोसफी नहीं पता है, लॉजिक्स नहीं पता है, रूल्स नहीं पता है, और उनको अगर कोई दूसरा बंदा आके बोलेगा वो वहां चले जाएंगे, जो बोलेगा हर किसी के बहकावे में आ जाते हैं ना. दूसरा होता है मध्यम अधिकारी. मध्यम अधिकारी को नॉलेज ज्यादा नहीं होती है, लेकिन उसका फेथ इतना अडिग होता है कि वो कहता है कि वो सबको कन्विंस नहीं कर सकता, लेकिन वो खुद अपना भी पाथ चेंज नहीं करेगा. उसको कहते हैं मध्यम अधिकारी. देन देयर इज उत्तम अधिकारी. उत्तम अधिकारी क्या करता है? उत्तम अधिकारी कैन नॉट चेंज हिज फेथ. ही हैज सच अ स्ट्रांग फेथ एंड स्ट्रांग नॉलेज कि ही कैन ट्रांसफॉर्म पीपल जस्ट बाय सिटिंग नेक्स्ट टू देम. Srila Prabhupada gave a lecture in English, but he's got a Bengali accent. And this guy was like American. He was sitting there. He did not understand anything. At the end of the class, he said to his friend, he goes, I have no idea what this guy was saying. But one thing was sure, that he has got something very serious to share. And he became a devotee. He became a sannyasi at the end. It was not the words that changed people. It actually, your purity is the force. Purity. And that's why, and where the purity comes from a lot of understanding, lot of knowledge, and the knowledge will give you faith. You know? But the knowledge coming from wrong place will give you opposite as well. So that's why knowledge is important.
So why don't God opens up the Godhead for us to see? There it is.
That's the thing. But he can. But the problem is, he was there. Duryodhan ke samne he showed Virat Roop. Duryodhan bola, "Arey, to Mayavi hai." I'm telling you right now, I'm not even joking. If right now Krishna comes here and say, "Hey, Gaurav, let's go." Ruko, yaar, I've got a small child. I can't go right now. Even he tells me, he said, "Brijesh, let's go." Part of me will say, "Hang on. Here, SSR to khatam karane do. Let me finish these classes, then I'll come." Because what happens is, Krishna, अगर हमारे सामने बैठ जाएंगे ना, तो भी हम लोग नहीं विश्वास करेंगे. And that's why Krishna showed his Virat Roop to everyone was standing there. Duryodhan said it's Mayavi. Nobody understood it. Even Ramchandraji, when he was there, nobody cared. Nobody understood that he is Lord himself. The reason is God. There is a verse in Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati Yavan Yaschashmitatata. Only devotee can know me. And if you are not a devotee, there is nothing you can do. He will sit next to you and say, "Hey, what's up?" And you say, "I'm good, how are you?" You have no idea this is Krishna, Supreme Lord, sitting next to me. Because Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati. If you are not a devotee, you will not understand it. And if you become a devotee, you will see Krishna in everyone. You will see that this guy may be like, I've got a friend, nasty, but I look at him sometimes and say, my goodness, this guy is such a nasty person, but Krishna loves him still. Why do I hate him? And then suddenly, my behavior towards him changes. Because why do I hate this guy? Krishna loves him and he knows more than me. Then why can't I love this guy? Just because I don't understand what some of his, peculiar things.
Birth production.
Thank you.
And Prabhu, just to add to the point of why knowledge is important, if we know the law of karma, probably that will refrain us from doing fresh bad karma.
That's correct.
And then we will only be going in the right direction. So.
Exactly right. What we are right now is because of our past karma, and whatever we're going to do now, it will decide our future. Simple.
But Prabhu, isn't karma a double-edged sword? With one karma, there are two people associated to it, actually. Because if I am doing good, I am doing good to somebody.
Yes.
It's their karma which has probably brought me into that situation, or whatever, in whichever frame. So it's single person's karma is not single person's karma, actually, if you really see that.
It can be, it may not be. Majority wise, it's not. Because we usually, how do we get karma? For example, suppose मैंने कुछ गलत काम करा है, I need to get the karma back. अगर मैं कमरे में बंद हो जाऊंगा, सब जगह कुशन लगा हुआ है, खाना नीचे से स्लाइड होके आ रहा है, तो इसका मतलब I won't get any karma, but I will get karma. Because where do we get karma from? From around people around us. तो कई बार क्या होता है, भक्तों के साथ हम मिलते हैं ना, तो when we become very familiar, sometimes we start looking at, ये तो ऐसा बंदा था ही नहीं मेरे दिमाग में. He does that. Oh my goodness. Why does it happen? Krishna gives karma to us through what? Devotee. A devotee will come and say, rude to me. He will become rude to me, and I was like, wow, this guy is such a devotee. I used to think he's high. Why is he screaming at me? Because it's my karma and I have no one around me, only devotee. So where would I get that karma from?
The other person.
Devotee. And second thing is,
also you, right?
Yes.
Be rude to me now, I will do this. Or you will, because you have that knowledge, or...
Yes, then you will say, this is my karma coming back to me. So I will thank you, Prabhu, for giving me this.
Will it add bad karma to the devotee?
Sorry?
Will it add bad karma to the devotee? Like if somebody is yelling actually.
Yes.
Will it add bad karma?
Actually, no. Sometimes it's not necessarily. For example, if I'm working in a kitchen and I've done some mistake, and they've told me, hey, don't do that again. I keep forgetting. They have to come and yell at me. They will not get bad karma because that's my karma that I'm bearing, and they are delivering that karma. They're like kadchi, chamcha hai वो मुझे खाना परोसना है, उसमें चमचे की कोई वो नहीं है. So they're like भगवान क्या होते हैं, निमित्त मात्र, भव सव्यसाची, you know. So he told Arjuna, you become my instrument. So the person who is yelling at me is just an instrument to bring my karma back to me.
Postman delivering.
Postman, exactly.
That's like sometimes in office, like we need to be strict with us.
Yeah, that's sometimes fine. Yeah, that's fine. So that's not, because the purpose, the intention should be pure. So for example, I tell off my son sometimes, but my intention is I tell him off out of full love. But can he see the love in my eyes when I'm telling him off? No. But am I doing it out of love? Yes, 100%. So what is our intention is more important than what our action is. Beta?
When someone does something, it's not like it's that what they do. It's not like that's who they are ultimately. It's basically like a mask in disguise. So they're showing a mask in a different way. For example, in one state they show anger, but inside they're happy.
Yes, that's correct. And that's what happens. We are sometimes rude to our families and stuff, not because we want to make them feel sad or bad or hurt them. We just want to make sure that they're safe. We want to protect them. Sometimes mother says, हाथ जल जाएगा, और वो फिर भी घुसा रहा है उसमें आग, तो मदर कहती ले घुस जा, थोड़ा सा टच कर देगी मदर. ले, मजा आया, समझ में आ गया, नहीं जलना हाथ, ठीक है. That's what happens. All right, I think it's time. Thank you. I only have 23 more slides to go, but that's okay. We'll do it next week. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna.